If you're watching this and you've been in a calorie deficit for a few months and now you're wondering, is it broken? I don't understand, my calories seem to be in the right place, but I'm not losing weight. I'm here to give you a simple explanation to this and to explain what you need to do to fix it. If you're wondering, why does this guy look like he lives in a prison cell? It's because I live in a studio flat in London and there's not much living space, all right? So bear with me. Often here, my metabolism is broken, which is usually a misunderstanding around lifestyle changes as we get older into our 30s, 40s, 50s, when you've got more responsibilities than when you're in your 20s, all right? So usually the time available to you as you get older shrinks in terms of dedicating to exercise, looking at your diet, being active, so then your calorie burn comes down. To lose fat, we need a calorie deficit, and I'm going to try and keep a straight face while doing this example because I've got the weirdest props available. Fat loss is dictated by burning more calories than you are consuming. So if this Nando's sauce represents the number of calories you're burning per day, about 70% of this is going to be made up of you just burning calories at rest by potentially having more muscle mass from weight training, which helps burn a few more calories over time. And then the remaining 30% of this calorie burn is going to be made up through movement, which is going to be things like step count, moving around, taking breaks from your desk, going for a walk and doing some exercise, doing some weight training. That is your total calorie burn. And on the other side of the equation, you've got the olive oil, which is represented by the number of calories that you are consuming. Now, I'm not suggesting it should be this low, but it should be fewer than the number of calories you are burning per day in order to actually lose body fat. If you're not losing body fat at the moment watching this, the problem you've probably got is that the calories you are burning per day in total, the 30% that you can control each day by doing more movement, doing more steps, exercising regularly, maybe you are dedicating less time to that and not being active enough. You're quite sedentary in your job and sat at a desk all day. So what we can control is having more protein and being more active, doing some weight training, doing more steps to increase this side of the equation. As you get older, this becomes harder because you've got more stuff going on in your life. Whereas me in my 20s, and even now to be honest, because I don't have a real job and I'm a PT, it means I've got plenty of time available. So if you've got kids, busy job, busy social life, then the time available to actually take care of these things becomes harder, so I completely understand. The exception to this is if you were like me in my 20s, which was neglecting my health at the expense of nights out, because I was working in finance, there was always midweek drinks on, and suddenly five-a-side football on a Tuesday has turned into me at a karaoke bar at 2 AM belting out Kooks Naive with my best mate, still wearing our shin pads. I'm like, how have I even got here? Honestly, I don't understand how this has happened. The reason why your calorie deficit at the start is no longer working is because as you lose body weight, your body is therefore down-regulating the number of calories you're burning. This is a fancy name for this, being a nerd, is adaptive thermogenesis. And this basically means to burn calories through movement, through digesting food, for being alive, if you're just laying in bed, or by doing exercise. You're now burning fewer calories if you weigh 70 kilos than you are if you started at 80 kilos on your fat loss phase. We all know this thing can be a pain in the ass because sometimes you step on it and it looks like you've gained weight when actually you've been doing everything right. So what I'm going to advise is do a daily weigh-in every morning, take a weekly average, and then if your body weight is not coming down on average over 2 weeks, drop your calories by 200 per day, increase your steps, or do another 15 to 20 minutes cardio per week. That's going to shift you back into a calorie deficit, and then your calorie deficit is going to continue working from there. If you're sitting there thinking, oh, but I'm doing everything right, why is my weight not moving down? I'm here to tell you that, trust me, something is not going right if you've been doing this consistently and your body weight's not coming down. So there's a couple of things to look at. The first thing I'd look at is, are you actually tracking accurately? So are you measuring out olive oil? Are you including liquid calories such as coffees that you buy out, alcohol at the weekends? Are you even tracking accurately at the weekends at all? Usually when I look at these issues with clients and we tweak these things to make sure the accuracy of their tracking of calories is spot on, usually this fixes the problem. The other side of the equation, which is how many calories you're burning, you may be overestimating this based on a smartwatch, which I haven't even got at the moment to demonstrate, but is that if your calorie burn from your watch is too high or inaccurate, and then you're eating the food back and entering that in MyFitnessPal, that may be reason why you're going over your calorie target. So what is important to remember is when you are aiming for a calorie target, that is already inclusive of activity levels. There is an assumption applied around how many calories you're burning roughly and how much activity you're doing. So the calorie target that you're aiming for your deficit, you should not be adding food back whenever you do exercise. I promise you, if you double check weigh-ins and then adjust calories down, increase activity levels when you do stall, and you fix the issues that I've just discussed, you will continue seeing results and get to your fat loss goals. If you found this no bullshit video useful and you want more tips, hit subscribe if you're new and drop the video a like if you found it useful. I will see you on the next one, my friends. See you later.